Hello, today I'm going to talk about Obama. This picture that you see here has been circulating around the internet, and I would just like to address many of the things present on this list. It shows the accomplishments that Obama has made in the 3 years of his presidency, and I would like to point out a lot of flaws in these. Let's address the first one. It says Obama created 3 million new private sector jobs. First of all, what does the federal government have to do with the private sector? And second, where is the source for this? I researched this and I couldn't find any information on it, and I was reading a bunch of other places saying they couldn't find any evidence for this either. So if anyone has a link or information about this, please let me know. And the next one, it says smaller government. I find this very laughable. Obama is not for smaller government. First of all, here's one example. He signed the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and that is definitely not smaller government. I have no idea where the person who wrote this got that. And then $2 trillion in deficit reduction. I think the projected spending was $8 trillion, but Obama only spent $6 trillion. So he kind of saved $2 trillion, but he still spent a whole bunch. And then healthcare reform. I'm sure a lot of people do not like Obama's new healthcare plan, and I don't think this really convinces people that Obama should be president for a second term. For a lot of people, this is definitely not a good accomplishment from our president. And I don't really know much about the Wall Street reform, so I'll just skip that. But if any of you guys know much about that, I would greatly appreciate it if you would comment and enlighten me. But the next one says he saved the U.S. auto industry. Yeah, he gave a whole bunch of bailouts to huge corporations that probably could have survived without him, and I don't understand why this is a good accomplishment. He took from the taxpayers to give to huge corporations and saying they were too big to fail. Well, that's not true capitalism. This is a silly thing on Obama's part. And then it says 3 new trade agreements. If they're anything like NAFTA, I'm sure a lot of people will not think that this is a good thing. I think they generally go against the free market and true capitalism. So I guess it depends on your perspective, but a lot of people will not appreciate this. He repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I don't really have a problem with that. It's one thing that I guess Obama did. That's good. And then he killed Osama bin Laden. Well, I could probably make a whole video on this one. There's a lot of people who say that Obama was killed in like 2001 or something, or he died of pancreatic cancer or something. And also, even if he did die recently, Obama wasn't a huge part of that. He didn't actually kill him. He had some people out in the Middle East fighting for him while he was in the Oval Office. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure about this one. Guess it depends on what you believe. And then he rescued American hostages. I guess, yeah, that's probably good. Don't want people getting tortured somewhere. And then he toppled Gaddafi without an American casualty. Whether or not this is a good thing depends on your preferred version of foreign policy. I don't think we should really be involved in the Middle East right now because not only can we not afford it, I think we're probably doing more harm than good there. So whether or not Gaddafi was a good or bad person, I'm not sure we're necessarily doing the best thing for America. And also, how do we know that the Egyptian government isn't even worse now? Because that often happens when America intervenes. The next one, Barack Obama unified the world against Iran. Also, this depends on your preferred version of foreign policy. I personally don't think we need to worry about Iran. A lot of people are worried that Iran will bomb Israel. I think, or Israel has even stated that it can take care of itself, and we don't need to help Israel. We don't need to invade Iran. And if Iran were to attack us, it's because we have so many bases around the borders of their country, and we are constantly portraying them as a bad country. And doing this will likely get us attacked, whereas we might not have been attacked earlier if we hadn't done all this stuff against Iran. And honestly, I think it's silly to think that Iran would attack us. The evidence for its nuclear technology is kind of shady. I'm not really quite sure what to believe, but at this point, I don't think that they are equipped to go to war with America. The next one, apparently Obama has the Arab League watching Syria. I'm pretty sure the Arab League would have watched Syria without Obama's intervention. There's a bunch of things going on there that definitely attract attention, not just from Obama. He probably didn't have much of an influence on the Arab League. So that was a silly thing to put on this achievement list. And then he spent no tax dollars on the BP cleanup of the oil spill. Great. I mean, it wasn't really his fault, so like BP kind of took ownership of it. They started cleaning up themselves, so I guess good job. No putting taxpayers' money into it. And then it says more deportations per year than Bush. I think this is kind of hypocritical because wasn't he in support of the DREAM Act? And also, I'm not sure we should give Obama this credit. And then fewer regulations than Bush. I haven't seen any evidence of this whatsoever. If anyone can enlighten me on this, I would greatly appreciate it, because at this point I see the government getting bigger and bigger and there being more regulations against guns, against a whole bunch of things, and it could mean that the statement is a lie. Then it says that Obama supports states' rights on medical marijuana. I guess that's pretty cool. I've heard of federal agents coming and becoming more strict on that, but if Obama supports medical marijuana, then I guess that's cool. I don't have anything against marijuana. And then he ended the war in Iraq. Well, he ended it in his third year of being president, and I'm pretty sure he could have ended it earlier. People keep on telling me that, oh, you can't just end a war automatically. Well, I think you probably could. You could at least stop shooting people. Ron Paul, for example, if he becomes president, he would bring back the troops as fast as possible, because he actually knows what war is like. Obama doesn't, Gingrich doesn't, Romney doesn't, and Santorum doesn't. Ron Paul's the only one who knows what being in war looks like, and ending a war, it's not as if we couldn't still have an impact with the country we were at war with. If we want to do nation building, then we can still do it, but we don't have to have a whole bunch of soldiers on the ground. We can have negotiators and have tactics for helping other countries that are not violent. And then it says he reduced military spending by 5 trillion, or 500 billion. This is probably because he ended the war, but it looks like to me that he's probably going to start a war with Iran. And so we'll see where this goes. But at this point, I don't see Obama being the peace candidate. I'm sorry, but he's a warmonger. The next one says Obama increased veterans benefits every year. I think they mean every year. Obama in 2010 signed the Veterans Benefits Act, also known as HR 3219, in mid-October of 2010. It appears that he was in support of veterans benefits for a while, but later Ron Paul wrote a letter to President Obama concerning cuts to veterans benefits, asking him to not cut veterans benefits in his proposed $1.5 trillion tax hike. So Obama may have flip-flopped a little bit. This picture might be telling a little white lie. The next one says Obama saved the world from global financial collapse. Yeah, because no one is in financial collapse right now. Europe's doing just fine. Greece, nothing to worry about. America's economy is rebuilding itself. Yeah, I don't know why anyone would think that. Maybe if you're in the top 1%, you would think that, but I just don't see how this is possible. If anyone could enlighten me, please do, but at this point, I'm not convinced. And then it says he hired more Border Patrol agents than Bush. I guess I have no reason to doubt that. I guess it's a good thing, if it's true. So that makes it, what, the third or fourth good thing on this list? In between all the blatant lies and exaggerated things. Okay. And he quit smoking. That's pretty cool. Makes it the fourth or fifth good thing on this list. I mean, yeah, I guess his lungs will thank him. So yeah, that's what Obama's done in the last 3 years of his job as president. And I really hope he does not become a second-term president. However, the only way to do that would be to vote Ron Paul, because no other candidate can beat Obama, because they're all pretty much like Obama, in my humble opinion. And Ron Paul is the only one different enough to stir some more interest into his campaign. So please, if you don't want Obama as the second-term president, please consider voting for Ron Paul. Thanks for listening.